Hello my friends, today I'm gonna tell you about E2PROM. E2PROM is electrically erasable, programmable, read-only memory. You do not have to remember this, just be with me. E2PROM is a part of your memory, it's a little part of your memory and is non-volatile. What is non-volatile? That's the volatile. Highly volatile and highly dangerous. But non-volatile memory means I'm here with you all the time, forever. I'm the best memory you have. It's for keeping your critical data inside your microcontroller. When you power off your microcontroller, your RAM memory, random access memory, will be cleared completely. And you need to remember after you restart or power it again, you need to remember what is the SSID of my Wi-Fi, what is the password, what is my name, my last name, my ID, all the data you want to remember after restarting or power off your microcontroller. You want to remember after you power it again, it's kept on E2PROM. So I remember when I want to learn about E2PROM, I searched many videos in YouTube and no one explained it very well. So I decided to be the first one that explain all of the function and methods inside E2PROM header and E2PROM C++ file. With proud. Just kidding. So let's go for it right now. Let's include E2PROM header. Hold Control key and left click on E2PROM to see inside. Here we have E2PROM class with some public functions. There are two constructors for this class, and these 5 functions are very useful. When you want to begin reading or writing on E2PROM, you have to use begin function. And for parameter, you should enter the size of E2PROM that you want to have access on it. And it can be from 0 to 4096 bytes. Not more, not less. If you go to source of it, you can see if size is below 0, there is a begin error. And if the size is bigger than SPI flash 6 size, you have error. But function is not returning with nothing, like below 0 time. This time function put maximum size in size variable by itself. So what is SPI flash 6 size? If you go to source of it, you can see it is a define of flash sector size, and its value is 4096 integer. At the end of the function, you can see dirty flag set to false. Dirty flag is for finding data has been modified inside E2PROM or not. When you modify data inside E2PROM, you should commit your modifying by calling commit function. For beginning, just use E2PROM.begin 4096. It's better to define the size for more readability and less mistakes in future. And change the number to define. For first test, we want to read E2PROM and see what is inside it. So we need read function. This function takes an address and return value inside that address. If you look at source code, address should not lesser than 0 or greater than size. So we need a loop to print values from 0 to 4096 addresses. And in this loop, we should print out returning values from read function. And of course, we need serial.begin. We are using 115/200 for baud rate. And inside loop, first print I to see what is inside each address. And after that, we use some spaces and colon for discipline. And we use E2PROM.read function for returning values and cast values to characters, because output of this function is hex. After uploading the code, on NodeMCU, open a serial monitor software. I'm using H-term software. And connect to serial port, then reset your NodeMCU to see the results. Up here, you can see address of each memory location. And if you watch in head, you can see all of memory is fulfilled with FF. It means memory is not modified yet. Now if you want to write some data on E2PROM, you can use write function with two parameters, address and data should be byte of course. For example, I want to write my name Mustafa in E2PROM, so I should put each character in memory byte to byte. It has 7 characters, so I copy write function 7 times, increase addresses one by one, and put characters with order. Of course, this is not a good way for writing, and this is just for example. When it's finished, at last, upload the code and we expect Mustafa characters from 0 location in E2PROM. Open your serial monitor software, connect your NodeMCU and press reset button to see the serial data. Up here, you can see Mustafa characters in the beginning of E2PROM. If you look at source code of write function, you can see address should not be less than 0 or greater than size of E2PROM. At the end of function, if data has been written in memory, dirty flag becomes true. It means you should verify the changes with commit function. So after using write function, you should always commit your changes. This is the worst way to write data, so we need a loop to write data in E2PROM. We use a for loop that iterates in length of our data. And we need a string, name it test with value of Mustafa. Use write function inside the for loop. Address should increase with I, and for data we should use char_at function to have access to each character inside test string, and we use length function to have access to length of our string and our loop. And comment these lines, and it's better to use another data for a string to see the difference. For example, we use quantum word. And after all of this, disconnect and clear your serial monitor and upload your code to NodeMCU, connect to NodeMCU again and reset it. Up here you can see the quantum characters. In E2PROM.h header file, there are two functions with name of put and get. Put is in charge for putting data in E2PROM, and get is in charge for extracting data from E2PROM. And both of them using template, and it is because they are able to accept any kind of data type, like integer, character, string, float, double, etc. Both of them have two inputs. First one is address and second one is data in template. And they check address to not be lesser than 0, and address plus size of t means the length of data should not exceed size of E2PROM. In this line of get function, we use memcpy function to extract data from memory. And second parameter, underline data plus address, take from memory and assign to first parameter, template unsigned int 8. And third parameter, tell function to do copy things until end of data size. And at last, t template is returned by function. Put function first check if data in template is different from data that exists in memory right now with memcmp function, and if it's true, first set the flag true, means you have to commit changes, and at last use memcpy function to put data in EEPROM. Just swap first and second argument in compare to get function and return t as template. Now for testing these functions, create another string test2 with value of electron, for example. Use EEPROM put function with address of 0, and for data use test2. Comment this for loop, delete these comments, use serial.print for showing output of EEPROM.get from 0 address and test2 as data. After that, we should commit to verify changes. For faster printing, change EEPROM length to 20. Upload code to NodeMCU. After uploading, open your serial monitor software and connect and reset your NodeMCU. Here you can see electron string as output. In EEPROM header file, we have two overload functions for a square bracket operator. These functions returns pointer to address that we introduce inside the square brackets. With help of getDataPTR and getConstDataPTR function. Both of them were defined in EEPROM.cpp file, and the difference between them is getDataPTR set their flag true, and you need commit changes, but other one don't do that. Now we are gonna use bracket operator. Delete this line and this line, we don't need them anymore, and uncomment this for loop. Instead of using this write function, use EEPROM bracket I equal to test.ti here, semicolon, and instead of using this serial print ln, comment it and replace the function with EEPROM bracket I and get a copy from serial print, replace read function with the bracket one. Upload your code. When finishing upload process, open your serial monitor function, connect to NodeMCU and reset your NodeMCU, and here you can see the quantum word string characters. So that is the headshot of the EEPROM library with the shotgun. And if you like my video and if it is useful for you, please like my video, subscribe my channel, and have a good day.